Hi, welcome to Walking in Love. I'm Melissa Whitkey. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm sitting here in my kitchen getting ready to make something for dinner and wanted to take a few minutes just to say hi to everyone out there. I had planned to do a message last night that I got sidetracked. My daughter got into a car accident. She's fine, thankfully. The other person is fine. It wasn't her fault. Someone hit her. She was going straight through a four-way stop and someone turned into her, crunched the front of the car. Long story short, everything will be fine. But certainly, something that every parent doesn't want to hear, right? That your child was in a car accident. So anyway, but the message that I was going to preach, I want to share with you. I was at Kung Fu class last night, and my Shifu, my teacher, was talking to us about balance. And he was talking to us about the idea that in Kung Fu, we spend a lot of time doing stances. We spend a lot of time focusing on being secure in the way we stand. And why do you do that? Because if you're in a fight, again, Kung Fu is a martial art. If you're in a fight, you want to be secure. So if someone rushes you or pushes you or comes at you, you want to have the most secure stance that you possibly can. So he said something interesting. He said this. He said, when you're out of balance, you give the enemy an advantage. How true is that in our lives? Have you ever thought about that? So we have an enemy. Your enemy is Satan, and he will attack you any chance that he gets. And when we're out of balance in our lives, when we're not on purpose, oh boy, did we open a door for him. I could share with you the other day, I was walking through my yard. We're in the process of redoing our backyard. We do have a beautiful backyard, but have you ever had the time where you walk into your house, your yard, wherever, or even at work or whatever, and all you see are all the things that are wrong? And every nine out of 10 things could be looking great, and all you can focus on is the 10th thing that isn't so great. So I was talking to my husband, and I was like complaining about this and that. It's like, oh my gosh, when are we ever gonna get it all together? And I realized in that moment, and he reminded me, he said, you're upset because of these other things in your life, because you're not on purpose in this moment. And how true that was. The thing I was worried about, the trampoline that my kids have, that looks terrible. We moved it, but it still looks terrible. I've got to get new pads for whatever. It was bothering me. It was kind of like an eyesore to me. It was kind of like one of those things. But the truth was that I was really upset because I wasn't feeling confident about where I was. I wasn't walking my path. I had stepped off my path again. I hadn't been doing these videos. This was a couple weeks ago. It's one of the reasons I started again. I was studying and I was writing, but I wasn't speaking. And it's something that for some reason that brings me back to life. And there were some other areas, some fears that were, a little bit bigger than they should have been. But that idea of being out of balance resonated so much with me. So when my Shifu said it last night, and he said, when you're out of balance, it gives the enemy advantage. How true is that? Have you seen that in your own life? I cannot even tell you how many times I've had this happen where I walk in and I can be picking on, I see everything that's wrong in the house and I start picking on my husband, or I pick on this is out of place or that, or who's leaving this here, or who's not doing this. And the truth is, it's really none of those things that are bothering me. It's that I'm not feeling good inside of myself, that I'm out of balance. I'm either not getting enough sleep, I'm not doing the things that I know I should be doing as far as advancing my purpose on this planet. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing enough. For me, that's where I get out of balance. What brings you out of balance? If I don't exercise, if I don't eat enough times, if I don't drink enough water, my physical body is, a big thing for me. That if I have to drink a certain amount of water or I don't feel good, or I have to eat certain times a day. And so whatever it means for you to be in balance, it's so important, because when you're weak, that's when the enemy's going to attack, and you give him an advantage. In the Bible, it talks about not to give Satan a foothold, because a foothold can turn into a stronghold. One area that it talks about in the Bible is, don't let the sun set on your anger. Why does it say not to do that? Because anger can become like a disease in our hearts, right? Anger is a place that Satan can work wonders. You notice there's a lot of angry people in the world. Anyone who's living their life angry, they've let anger go from a foothold to a stronghold in their heart. This is the reason why we have to work against these negative emotions. This is why we need to know the Word of God, so we know that that's a thing that we're not supposed to do. Don't let the sun set on your anger. Don't give the enemy an inroad into your life. There's so many lessons like that. So this is just a short, quick lesson I wanted to share with you about balance. Think about balance in your life. Think about what's important, what makes you feel whole. When you are balanced, you can walk and look through your house and you will see all that's great. You will see all that you love. You'll feel peace. That's how you know you're in balance. When you start seeing everything that's wrong, when you start feeling bad about yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and not feeling good about you, check your balance. The enemy probably attacked. Quick, short message. Look forward to the next time. Have a great night and God bless.